So I had just graduated high school, and I'm thinking, yes, this is perfect. I've got a whole summer to do everything I have always wanted, which is absolutely nothing. So I'm sitting on the couch, laying back, doing my thing, and I see my dad walk by, and he stops and he sort of lingers for a moment, and I think, wow, like, he's so proud of me. And then he says, fuck! And I say, what is it? And he says, you're so fucking lazy. And I say, no, I'm not, as I like pull Cheeto out of my belly button and eat it. And he says, yes, you are. And we get into a bit of an argument. And we go back and forth, and he says, Jordan, I love you. You are the light of my life, but you are going to be the most mediocre person imaginable. There will truly be a day where when you get married, if you get married, your wife will come up to me, and she's going to ask me, how in the hell did you let him grow up like that? And I'm not going to have a good answer for her. And I'm not going to let that happen. So I don't care what your mother says, this summer you are going to learn to work and to love it. And if you don't, I will not pay for a single cent of college. And in order to do this, you are going to work all summer on the construction crew with Stephen McGarvey. And I go, because I had heard of Stephen McGarvey. He was known as the psycho in his home country of Ireland. And the last story I had heard about him ended with him biting a man's nose off in a bar fight. And so I, a young, neurotic Jewish boy, standing at 5'5" on a good day, was supposed to do manual labor with this man. And so I'm freaking out. It's a true, coming to Moses moment, so to speak. I get to work the next day, and I basically find out that my role is to be the construction bitch. I do basically anything they tell me to. And my main role is to dig a giant ditch in the basement of this house that we're working on. I dig this giant hole, and I put it into pails that weigh like 50 pounds each, and I dump them in a dumpster outside. And that is my job for like 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. And every day, he'd come up to me, no matter what I was doing. He'd observe me, and then he'd take away the shovel and shovel like 5 times faster, and he'd say, you have to fucking kill it, boy, you have to fucking murder it. And that was sort of his lesson for anything on the construction site. You have to fucking kill it, boy. And I really tried to embrace this, but I wasn't quite grasping it. I'd work a little harder on some things, or work a little longer some days, but it wasn't quite, clicking. So fast forward through the summer, I've been working for him, and I happen to get my first girlfriend, which is really exciting. And we're on a date, and I get a call from him. And I answer, and he says, Jordan. And I go, mm-hmm. He says, need to borrow your fucking car? And I was like, sure thing, no problem. The keys are on the table, and, my car's over there. Like, go for it. And I hang up. A couple minutes later, I get a call back. He says, fuck you, you motherfucker. I say hi, because that's just how he talks. And he says, no, I really fucking mean it. Fuck you, you motherfucker. I say, what's wrong? He says, what's the fucking wrong? Your car's a filthy fucking sty. That's what's fucking wrong. You're gonna come home right now and clean it up, boyo. And I'm on a date here with a girl I kind of like, and in a moment that can only be described as a combination of stupidity and totally unearned confidence, I say, no, and I hung up. Next day, I go to the construction site, and I have never seen a man this angry in my life. I swear, I actually saw him at one point punch a hole into the wooden frame of the house you're working on. And so I'm working double time, triple time, just to avoid this man's wrath. But sure enough, he finds a reason to get angry at me. He says, get the fuck over here. So I get the fuck over there, as one would. And he's holding this very intricately cut piece of wood. And I'm thinking, is he gonna clobber me with this? And he holds it up. You see here, this fucking piece of wood, boy? I go, mm-hmm. He says, there's another fucking copy of it and it's gonna keep the fucking roof up. And if you don't fucking find it, it's gonna fucking collapse and it's be your fucking fault. Oh shit. So I was like, okay, like any idea where it might be? It's in the fucking dumpster. And I was like, all right, well, Ray probably threw it out the other day. I'll just, pluck it and, roof will stay up. Why the fuck do you think I'm having you do it, pal? It's at the fucking bottom. He threw it out a fucking week ago. Get digging. So I go to the dumpster. This is my fate. This is my life now. And my heart sinks because I remember that it's not like a normal behind the CVS dumpster. It's a construction dumpster. And so it's about, 20 to 30 feet long, 5 feet wide, 8 feet wide, 5 feet tall. And it's filled to the brim at every single point. Nothing but rotting sandwiches and dirt and glass and insulation and probably lots of spiders. And it's 90 degrees outside. I am wearing a t-shirt, shorts, and sneakers. He says, get the fuck in there, start digging. So I get in with my bare hands, start digging through this thing like a true needle in a haystack type situation. And every 10 minutes, he comes just to yell abuse at me. And it gets progressively worse as it goes along. So at first it was something like, you better fucking find the piece or you're not going to fucking college. And then it would be, you better find the fucking piece or else I'm breaking your fucking arms. Or he would say something like, you better find the fucking piece or else your dad's not gonna know where to find the fucking body. And believe it or not, it got worse from there. So I'm digging frantically, like 4 or 5 hours go by, and I'm convinced I've searched through this thing twice. It is not there. There's no way it is there. And I'm panicking because I still have to tell him that it's not there. And so I go up to him. I got tears in my eyes. I say, Steven, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't find the piece. Like, I'll work for you. Like, forget college. Like, you can teach me the skills or recover. I was just like blubbering at this point. Like, but this job needs to get done. Like, it's important. We have a job to do. Like, someone's relying on us. It has to get done. And in the middle of my crying, basically, he says, shut the fuck up. And it gets really quiet. And I'm scared out of my mind. Because if there's one thing that Steven is not, it is quiet. And I think to myself, wow, this is what death sounds like. And then I feel like, I'm like, did my whole life of laziness really lead just to this one point where I get murdered at the hands of a crazy Irishman? And worst of all, did I literally dig my own grave downstairs in the basement? At this point, I feel an odd serenity. I'm resigned to my fate. And he holds up the piece of wood that he wanted me to find the copy of, reaches into his back pocket, and pulls the copy. And I am stunned at this betrayal. And I look at him, I say the only thing that can possibly come out of my mouth, which is, why? And he says, because if you want your car to be a filthy fucking sty, then you may as well spend all your time in the fucking dumpster. Got it, boyo? What? I look at him, and I don't even think I was thinking at this moment, but I look at him and I say, yes, sir. Understood. I'm gonna keep digging that hole, and then after I'm done with work, I'm gonna clean up my car. He says, get the fuck to it then. So I grab my shovel, I dig the hole, I clean my car, and I go home. And Steven, he calls my dad. My dad answers, and he says, congratulations, your son's fucking going to college. Thank you, everyone.